Is it possible that when teachers tell parents to speak to their children in English so that they'll have a better grasp of the language, what they actually mean is that African languages may not have enough books um, to that you can read to your children to sort of give them a good grasp of the language, and that in the end, their language skills overall may be underdeveloped to the point where they lag behind in school. Okay, so what I mean is a lot of teachers tell black parents speak to your children in English when you're at home, so that their grasp of English sort of develops quickly. The problem with that is that the parents themselves are not native English speakers, and so they themselves have not mastered the language. They don't fully understand the English language, or they don't speak it fluently enough to pass it down to their children. And so the quality of language that their children speak is not at a very high level, um, to the point where we're saying it's helping them in school. Whereas what they could do is that if a parent, you can, okay, so the people who pass down language are predominantly mothers, and so if the mother is given enough tools to teach the children their home language. So if the mother has access to enough books, let's say you are Zulu speaking, if the mother who speaks Zulu has enough Zulu books to read to their children and with their children, uh, that plus speaking the language in the home, those things are enough to develop the child's language skills. Because all you need is to master the one language, and then you can sort of understand all the other language, and you can learn any other language if you can sort of master your home language. I say this because I was speaking to a parent who said that um, their child grew up speaking Sepedi in the home, but then when she started school, nursery school, going into grade R, the speech therapist said, okay, her speech is delayed. And so, what you need to do is to start speaking to her in English in the home. That's going to help her language skills, nah? Which I guess language does develop, and in those children, the English does develop because they have access to the English books and sort of learning material in English. But my question is, all the all the Afrikaans kids that I know are bilingual, and it's because in the home they speak Afrikaans like 80 to 90% of the time. I don't live in an Afrikaans home, and I don't have access to one. But from what I've heard, they speak to the kids in Afrikaans a lot of the time. And then when the kids, but when I encounter Afrikaans kids who are around the age of uh, maybe 4, they are at that point bilingual. And so it means even if they go to an Afrikaans school, an Afrikaans nursery school or whatever, it means they learn enough Afrikaans, and there's enough English input for them to sort of know how to navigate a conversation in English, even though their mother tongue is Afrikaans and they speak Afrikaans almost all the time. Right? And so I wonder what if the real problem is actually access to content. So I know uh, Afrikaans kids will speak the language and read books in Afrikaans. So what I'm saying is, I wonder if there's a problem as far as access to reading material in African languages to enable parents to have enough confidence in their home language that they can speak and teach their kids their home language, and when the time comes, they will know English and it won't be a problem. Yeah.